Welcome back to another edition of Be Forever podcast. My name is Rex45.
My name is TJ with 2 L's and coffee.
Smitty and Smith shot racing.
What's going on, fellas? How things this wonderful evening?
Everything's going great, man. What about you?
Man, the same. I could complain, but I'll save it for MotoGP.
I'll say the same thing. Everything's good on my
93,
end.
93.
He's not on Honda no more, though. I
know.
but he still has his tendencies.
So, that's why you're here, Smitty, man, because, we didn't get a chance to talk about Aragon yet and what happened at Mazzano, and you've been rooting for 93 for before he even got to Honda.
Every week, man.
So let's talk about Aragon then, and did you? I saw with you, Smitty. Did you see that come in? Marquez doing what he did in the sprint and in the GP.
I could lie, say yeah, I saw it coming, but honestly, if I say that, I'll be lying my ass off. So no, I did not see it coming at all. But they'll say that Mark does better on left-hand tracks. Aragon is a left-handed track. Well, left-hand dominant track. So he did, what people thought he would do on that type of track. So, but to be first place in practice, the sprint, and the full race, nah. Do pull the hat trick. The hat trick did not see it coming at all. So, but I like it.
Your turn, TJ. What are your thoughts?
I knew he was due for one, but I didn't see it coming. I knew he's always going to be a front runner. And for some other tracks, he's always been up top. Sometimes he's ran first in practice or whatever, but not like, practice Q2, practice 1, basically the whole platform. And to see him finally win a sprint and, getting first in a sprint, like, okay. And to pull off that second one, I seen it coming once he got the sprint, the margin of victory that he had. So, but like I was saying, I think this was what a lot of the riders were afraid of in the beginning when they saw Marquez was, coming to Ducati. So this it's very interesting to see at this point. He's still in contention for a championship. So I know all y'all Marquez fans is he's in contention.
Yeah, I can't say I saw it coming. I think after practice session on Friday, obviously it was just like, okay, he might do something special. And he was the fastest guy, and he was faster in certain sector. He was out front. He made a huge statement. And coming in and stuff like that, and and I think for the other, I think for Bagnaia and probably Martin are the probably only two guys that aren't rattled, I think, by what he did in Aragon just the weekend, because I think those guys are thinking about the championship, and they got the championship, to deal with. So it's not like it's just, you just getting your feelings bruised one weekend. But the rest of the other guys got to say, okay, wait a second. If Marquez is doing this right now, what's the rest of the season going to look like?
I do agree to that for sure. The rest of the season, it's still a long way to go. It's still a lot of tracks that got long straights, and I'm not sure if there's any left-handed dominated tracks.
Nah, no more.
But yeah, it's still a long way to go.
I think it's just 3. I want to say it's Aragon, Sachsenring, and Coda, right? That's it? Those 3?
That left-hand dominant, I think so, but don't hold me 100% to that. Okay. I don't know what the Asian tracks are going to be like.
True.
You know what I mean? And do you think that Martin and Bagnaia did enough to salvage their weekend in Aragon with Mark doing what he did?
Martin, he dropped the ball big time, by pitting.
No. Let's talk about Aragon before we get to
Aragon.
Yeah.
That's right. The Aragon. Okay. Yeah, he did enough there. Yeah. He got what? Second place. So
second place. Pedro got on the for third place. I believe Bagnaia, did he crash out that in the GT?
Yeah. There was a big controversy with him and Alex.
Correct.
Kind of want to know what you guys think about that too. Yeah,
Not Pecco's fault.
What?
I think so too. I think so too.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
I think so.
Okay.
Go ahead, Rex.
No, well, tell me why it's his fault before I tell you why it's not his fault.
I can go.
So TJ, go ahead. Since we're on opposite views, man, we're here.
I think it's his fault because as smart as Pecco is, and the amount of time that was left, he was approaching Alex Marquez very rapidly, and over time he was going to catch him anyway. I think that was just a bad corner that he chose, and I think he should have been smarter than that. At least to go wide, and it just shows a couple times that has happened. It happened first race with Marc Marquez when they both crashed out. It happened this time. I also slightly blame on Alex, but I think more of Pecco. He could have avoided the situation because he probably didn't expect it to play out the way it did. Because it also could have ended very dangerously too.
Okay, so here's why it's not Marquez's fault at all.
No, I think. Go ahead. You're both saying it's not his fault, but
yeah, correct. Here's why.
Yeah. Here's
why. Marquez is in a right-hand turn, leaning over, head down to the right. You can't see over the bike who's coming in from your left. Granted, Pecco had pace on him, but still, as a guy passing somebody, it's your job to not hit him. And Pecco tried to, cut his front wheel off. Mark didn't see him. Mark stands the bike up and hits him. That's Pecco's fault. I'm sorry, not Mark, Alex.
Yeah. No, I
he didn't see him.
Pecco already passed him because Alex went wide. And then it's the cutback corner where Alex was trying to get him back, right? On the right. And so Alex saw him already because he knew he passed him, but he was trying to beat him in the next corner. And that's the difference. But he already knew that. And like his brother didn't concede when Bagnaia and him went down earlier, Alex didn't concede either. But, nothing happened, right? Because they're both fighting for the same piece of tarmac in that moment. And, it's hard to analyze something, obviously, in slow motion or no motion at all. But Alex wasn't on the brakes at all. And the bike was going straight. So it wasn't even like he was trying to cut back and make he wouldn't have made the corner based on where his bike was pointing when he hit Pecco.
Hey, I think we saw two different videos, man.
I mean,
he didn't flick the bike all the way by the time he made contact, and so, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people will say something about this, but yeah, Pecco was definitely in front of him on that cutback.
Pecco has a habit of trying to cut off a guy's front wheel. He's done it many times before, and this time it bit him.
But that's what you do when you're in front, right? That's what I mean. That's what you do when you're in front. Anyone that's trying to come through, because usually the person behind you goes down. Usually, right? Or both you go down in the case of both of them. So usually the rider in the front can cut people off and get away with it most time. And yeah, I think for Pecco's case, you guys are absolutely right in the fact that he had more pace and probably should have waited. But you hear any rider when you have that moment because you don't know if you're gonna get it again. Even if you have the pace, you don't know you don't know, right?
Yeah, I don't think that corner was the moment though. He could have got him on the next third corner or on the straightaway. But like I was saying, Pecco was way smarter than that. Like he lost a lot of points.
No, I agree with you. But again, in his mind, he might have believed it was the moment. And he's also he's also maybe trying to, maybe he thought he had enough time to win the race.
He wasn't catching Mark.
So he's getting desperate. That's all it is.
He wasn't catching Mark.
He might have caught Martin.
Martin was only 2 or 3 seconds behind Mark.
Yeah, 4 seconds behind. Yeah. Because I think they were fighting for third. Alex was in third, and
Acosta was at fourth,
and then whatchamacallit was behind that, right? Or was Acosta because Acosta
got third there.
Yeah, Acosta got third. So so because it was between Martin, so Alex and Bagnaia crashed out for third and fourth, and Acosta came in.
Unfortunate. I mean, it's still hard to say. I don't even. I've been trying to find out what was. Did they rule anything? I've been looking at it. I think it's just a racing incident.
Racing incident. So yeah, it's just one rider's opinion or one fan's opinion versus the other, because it could have gone either way. But Bagnaia obviously has had a lot more to lose than Alex did, and so I think that's the biggest part, and I think maybe where you guys are like, okay, yeah, he should have known better, because at this point the points are more important than the position necessarily.
My last question on that. So if you're Alex, right, and you're ahead of Pecco probably like for 5 or 6 laps before this happened, you're nowhere near your pit board, so obviously you run wide in the corner. You hear someone coming, obviously you know it's Pecco, but as you're leaning to the right, are you supposed to check up like you're at a stoplight just to let him go by?
No.
Well, I mean,
like you give full gas, you hit your apex, and you go. And Pecco, I feel like, didn't show enough wheel, or at least should have ran wider. That's just my opinion.
Well, again, he was in front because he passed because Alex ran wide, so he was already in front. But just because
we'll have to put up a picture of what we say in front. They were like,
when I say in front, his bike was in front of the other bike by whether it's a little bit or that much. Pecco was still in front.
I mean, but he only went in front when Alex leaned over to the right and couldn't see him anyway.
Wide. The corner before, Alex went wide, and that's when Pecco went in front of him. But because they were taking the right turn next, he they were kind of like side by side, right? But they were like that. They were like that much. You know what I mean? So I think on that's where the issue happened, or when they crashed. But yeah, no, Pecco passed them on when he went wide, but he didn't concede the position, and he was fighting for the next turn, and that's where they collided.
I must say, I was just disappointed because I knew Pecco had him, and I figured that was just the wrong moment. Just my opinion. I felt like that he should have waited.
Yeah,
but
in hindsight, for sure. I think
that's just a.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying that's just a perspective of a fan. As a rider, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, because it's in that moment you're hard, and he was stuck behind them for many laps already, so it wasn't. You know what I mean? And it's a time thing at that. It's a time thing, right? You only got so much time before you can make up time to catch the riders out front. Maybe he probably was a little bit overzealous. Maybe he thought Alex would have just conceded because, who knows? But it didn't work out that way. What do you guys think about the apology, and what do you think about Alex's response to the apology?
Generic, because he didn't say I was wrong.
He apologized though. He apologized for saying I shouldn't have said he didn't close the gas, and he did it deliberately. That's what he's apologizing for. He's not saying, yeah, you're absolutely right. He's not saying he's not acknowledging that he was wrong. He's just saying I shouldn't have said that Alex didn't close the gas. The data show that he did it deliberately.
Right. So why apologize?
Well, he's apologizing for that because he's like that. He's not trying to say Alex is a dirty rider. But they all. I mean, think about it. If you're both fighting for the same piece of tarmac, and neither one of you have done anything wrong, then neither one is going to say they were wrong, right?
Look, he apologized like my ex-wife. I'm like, what?
It's not. Listen, I definitely feel between the VR46 Academy and the Marquez brother, I'm pretty sure there's no love lost between.
No, right, zero.
So and being a student of Rossi, there's not much apologizing that's happening.
True.
So,
okay, fair enough.
So you get what you
Rossi
get.
does not apologize at all.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that was their home track too, right? For Alex and them. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so he didn't want his name tarnished or so, like he said, but I don't see him as a bad rider.
and I'll say this, right? As for Bagnaia to even go as far as what he did say, Marquez, the older brother, has never apologized for anything he's done on track. So,
Honestly, no one does really. Now I think about it.
so, say all the Japanese riders and certain certain riders do they. I think the new generation of riders apologize a lot more and talk a lot more than the Rossi generation and before, just like the NBA and all these other places. If you're on a different team and there's a rivalry, we're never talking.
Right.
And you know what I mean? So I think the newer riders, the young riders, are starting to be different. You know what I mean? But yeah, so it's just like, and so what do you think about Alex saying what he said is just like, the team and my reputation, the damage has already been done. Do you think that was a bit much as well, or do you think it's appropriate?
It's too much, yeah. It's a reach, yeah.
That much.
Okay. There's no damage been done, man. Like George, hey, relax. You know what I'm saying? Like, relax.
I think
man.
it's right. I think it's because he was in his home turf. He probably think that everyone think he's a dirty rider because in the end he knew Peg was behind him. He tried to hold it off, but I think, like I said,
you don't think some goons ran up on him? Because it sounds like.
But to be honest, though, I don't think anybody's really a dirty rider. You know what I'm saying? They just ride aggressive.
Yeah. I mean, listen. I shouldn't say not. There are some dirty riders for sure. But as far as overall in MotoGP. No, but we've seen some riders do things to lose their license and stuff like that and get kicked off of tracks and stuff like that. So, but for the most part, I think the MotoGP riders that you see today, they're not doing stuff. They're not doing this stuff to cause crashes, and the risks they take are different. The riders, right? To go back to Rossi's era, those guys used to park it in the corner. Just to slow you down and stuff like that, or to make you lose rhythm and stuff like that. Where these guys, it's rare you see a rider, park it, block pass, right? That's rare to see. You know what I mean?
But that's strategy, not dirty.
Fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. So yeah, and now let's. What do you think about Morbidelli? He finished 6th. In Aragon, in the main race, I think he crashed. Did he crash out in the sprint in Aragon as well?
I think so.
Yeah. I thought he got on the. Did he get?
It's been a month. It's been a while. So
Yeah. It's been a minute. No, he got on the podium on the sprint race in Misano, but I think he did fairly well. He was doing well, I think, in the sprint and crashed out in the sprint. But I think I just got the main race up, so. He finished 6th in the main race, but he's starting to figure out that Ducati.
I hope so. I like him, but like I said, he's been struggling, for a while. He had a good year 2 years ago and getting worse each year. So
he might be the Grant Hill of MotoGP.
Yeah, get hurt, just fade away.
It take a long time to get better and get healthy before he stop playing well.
Penny Hardaway, same thing.
Well, Penny was gone, but at least Grant Hill had a few good years with the Suns at the end. To at least say, he could have done a lot more probably if he hitting, your body's what it is,
Right.
And Acosta, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say he crashed out. He crashed out in the sprint, but finished 6th in the race for Aragon.
Yeah, right. Acosta, I mean, he seems like they've figured something out. He's starting to finish fewer crashes, starting to finish a little bit better. You think his season is going to start? I mean, granted that we'll get to Mazzano, but do you think his season is turning back to what we saw in the beginning of the season?
His bounce back is pretty strong, yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. Just to see a change, just to kind of spice things up a little bit, So I hope so. Because I ain't gonna lie, like I said last time, I kind of wrote him off, So
I think we all did.
He proved me wrong, man.
You were saying, TJ?
I was saying, I mean, he started off like hot fire, said he was what we didn't expect, and then we thought he just, hit reality. But in fact, that his bounce back is showing that he can improve after having bad weekends. And, some riders still struggle for this season to date. You know, where
Right.
they can't just be consistent. So it shows that his level of riding is gonna improve, and I think he's gonna he's gonna finish the season pretty strong.
Right. Alex Rins, Yamaha, Quartararo. What are your guys' thoughts on those two riders and how they did in Aragon? And then, like we get to Mazzano, because it seems like, you know, out of them and the Honda, it looks like the Yamahas are starting to you know, get a little more competitive, showing up around the top 10.
Fabio's definitely
Yeah, well,
finally
Rins
showing.
finished ninth in this in Aragon. And maybe Quartararo might have crashed out in the main. Yeah, he crashed out in the main race, and Rins finished ninth. And so I mean, it's only two KTM's and then Yamaha ninth place, and everything else is Ducati in top 9.
And no Honda. And yeah.
Yeah. Nakagami, he finished 11th in Aragon. So that again, I mean, these guys are coming closer. I mean, I know there was some crashes and stuff like that. Zarco, what do you guys think about Yamaha? You think that, and even, you know, well, like I said, in Mazzano, you know, Quartararo, I think he finished 7th or something like that. You think they're closer to being more competitive?
I mean, for the rest of the season, or to be competitive next year?
Both, because I mean, I think the rest of the season is going to depend. You know, how the rest of the season finishes will depend on next year. So both. You know, I mean, do you think that is it a fluke, or is the bike is starting to you know, get better?
I mean, not a fluke, but he had in that race like 5 DNFs, you know. So, and probably three of those 5 would have finished above them anyway. So it's just.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm saying it's just where they got lucky and fell up the chain. So that's all. But
right.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to work their way back up the chain. But I think two manufacturers are ahead of them. Obviously, we know Aprilia and Ducati, but I think you know, feel like they got a little step forward. But compared to all the bikes, I don't know how much they'll improve for the remainder of the year. I think they'll kind of go through the same struggles because, you know, everyone else is still improving.
Right.
You know,
right.
Pecco's trying to get faster, Martin's trying to get faster. You know, and the Yamaha is just trying to keep up. So.
Right.
You mentioned Aprilia, and it seems like they're going backwards, right?
Yeah, they can't figure it out.
I mean, they do got a nice squad coming next year, but, you know, I mean, what type of data are they going to pass on? It's like just a fresh start, you know?
Yeah. It seems like the equipment, the bikes are not performing well. You know, Aleix finished 10th. I don't even know where Vinales. No, he
had a DNF.
Yeah, he had a DNF as well.
Yep.
But
Oliveira.
Yeah, those guys have been really struggling.
Yeah.
The last couple of rounds.
Yeah, definitely since the summer break is over, the Aprilia has been on a downfall.
So,
I don't know what it is. Maybe the mechanics took a summer break too and didn't
never
work
came
on
back.
It came back. It was like, where do we put the parts?
Right, the fast parts, the ones that make them go quick. You know, where those at? Yeah, that's a. I gotta assume. Well, the only rider that's sticking around is Fernandez, right? Everybody else is gone.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting. I mean, Fernandez is going to be the fastest fastest guy on Aprilia in 2025. You know, I mean,
for some time.
Well, yeah. You know, for some time for sure. Well, I don't know about the time, but yeah, day one he has to be the fastest, right? I can't imagine.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't get me wrong. Nothing to take away from Bezzecchi or Martin, but this guy already had 2 years on the Aprilia, and at least he has half a year now on 24. But who knows what the 25 bike is like? But that's going to be interesting to see for 2025. You know, with Fernandez being, you know, it's like Alex Lozin in World Superbike with Kawasaki, right? I mean, Ray's left and he's the top guy. So it'll be interesting to see. Let's go into this past weekend in Misano. Let's talk about the sprint race. What are your thoughts on that and overall the weekend? Marquez he struggled. It sounds like I think he made a mistake in not making it to did he make it to Q2? In
Marquez?
Yeah.
No, he did not.
So he didn't make it to Q. I think he started like 9th.
But no, he was Q2. He was 9th to Q2 though. He
he was 9th too.
So he started 9th. He didn't have the same breakout weekend like Aragon. Seems like he struggled a little bit. So do you think that Aragon was just a fluke? I mean, I know he won the race, but it rained and he took a gamble where I think some other riders were just thinking about points.
Fluke is, you know what? But I can't use the word fluke with a guy like Marquez, who's won before. So no, not a fluke. Just worked out. So.
Well, you look at the sprint race. He didn't do as well in the sprint. So that's not. I mean, not well. He finished 7th. I mean, I'm not going to say he didn't do well,
right.
But you know what I mean. Starting from that position where even in the GP race, he didn't really get past those guys until it started raining. And I don't think he would have been able to. He might have been able to push through, but Morbidelli was pretty quick. Bastianini was already in front of him and was moving pretty quickly. Those 2 KTM guys were moving. Brad and Miller was also moving pretty quick too.
Right.
So, what are your thoughts on?
Well, let's see. We all know Mark is the comeback king, so he's proved he can start 20th and he'll probably finish top 10 or more. So I really don't think that phases him. But it's just like when you get in a rhythm, say basketball, if your shot's off, once you get it going, like you get hot and you just
goes in, yeah.
It's just you're in a zone. So the fact that he still maintained to get points, like there was a time where like last year he crashed out 15 races or so or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So just for him to finish and get points, like that's what really matters. And after coming off of a win like he did, you want to make sure you don't do the opposite, like finish the worst this weekend. You want to still at least stay competitive. But I thought that I didn't think he was gonna win, the GP race, but this shows that his skill level and his thought process through the whole weekend again.
Right. Yeah. Not to cut you off, Smitty. My mistake. He finished 5th in the sprint, so he didn't finish in front of Acosta and Bender. But Bastianini, Morbidelli was in front of him, and obviously Bagnaia. So looking at that, I didn't think he would win the race. But go ahead, Smitty. Let me hear what you were gonna say.
Well, I mean, like I said with Mark, before, like I said, I won't call him being in front of fluke, but he just strategy and it worked out. It's that simple. So so like what he did, the rain did help him a lot, but it is what it is. Some guys ride better in the rain than others.
Right. What did you think about the press conference when he's like, I just did what the local guys did after Martin, and what you guys thought about Martin pulling in?
So Martin, we all know he made a mistake, but he said afterwards that strategy, if he's leading Pecco, not by points, not in the race, follow him. Do what he does. If Pecco pits, then pit. If he stays out, just stay behind him. Like I said, you fight a point. So at that point, so huge mistake on his part. It happens. However, the funny thing, it's been, I won't say rumors, but just talks of bringing radios to the guys like F1 does.
Yeah.
Man, Martin, don't pit,
Right. Yeah, no, and that would, it was good to see a flag to flag race, make things exciting. Because, I love those type of races. And once we see the rain comes, we think that it's just going to be a washout. But in fact, we didn't check the radar. So they knew something. I remember talking with Rexy. He said that Pecco can smell that the rain was drying or something. Like what
What?
where you where you get that terminology from? But
So-
that just shows his skill level.
Right. Pecco saying,
But I think Martin. Huh?
not to cut you off, but Pecco saying, to clarify what he said, the track at Misano has a different smell when it's raining heavily, when it's coming down. So if it was going to continue raining, the track would smell differently, because I assume that the rain is bringing up oil and bringing up things that so and Bastianini kind of co-signed on that as well. So that's why he felt that, like, okay. This is your home. These are professionals. It's a home track. I'm leaning on that because I go outside. I can't tell what's going to happen. But that's why you're right, exactly, and that's why he didn't pit. But it's also show a different level of basketball is my main sport growing up and stuff like that. So most of my analogies would probably come from basketball. But it is the difference between the guys that are paying attention to film and notice guys certain habits when they do certain things and they react to that, or maybe even football too as well. So it's like to have that instinct or awareness because it's familiar to you, and you can sit here and go, in that moment you sit here and go, okay, it's not going to rain, and be confident, right? Because it's not like it's like this is MotoGP. You're trying to fight for a championship. We're not out here, doing track days, and to have that confidence to say, let me stay out there. And your boy crashed out the finishing the lap before Martin pit. Morbidelli crashed out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That he saw him. I don't know if he was ahead of him or behind him, but once he crashed out, also. Martin ran super wide in one of the corners where he was off the track. And I think in his mind, he was just like, I'm pitting. And then I'm sure his heart sank when he saw everyone continue. Mm-hmm. And he was pitting in. And And another thing is, like, when he got out there, he went back into the pit. So, like, basically lost, like, what they say, a minute, basically.
He was down
2 laps.
He had to do that at that point because he was just he would have been down like 10 laps before the race was over if he didn't do that. But no, I think I think a moment
should have just said DNF.
A moment that's gonna play over and over is the look he had when Pecco and them kept going and he looked over. That look on his face was just like, I messed up. I think he knew at that moment.
I could see under that helmet. I know that. I know what his face was showing.
He was
pissed.
Yeah, and how?
No, I was just saying.
Go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was just saying. I just know he was pissed. Could see under his helmet for sure. It just reminded me of the Brad Binder moment when he stayed in, everyone pitted.
Right.
Oh yeah. Now that was a fluke. Now.
Well, I mean, I think for Martin's case, if it continued raining, he would be a genius.
Right.
I mean, so it's really that, like, I mean, and if Brad didn't win the race, he wouldn't have been, you know what I mean?
Right. He almost did it. Shit.
It's like they made the choice. Right. They made, it's like they took a gamble and it paid off for Brad and it did not for Martin. And Martin probably have gambled. I mean, these guys are losing the front like every lap, so they always gambling, and it's usually working out for them too. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think for him, his inexperience, because I think it was I don't know if it was around when either Oliveira or Bender won, and guys will say like whoever's in front, if they stay out, we stay out. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to put it until the guy in front stays. So I think for Martin, I think he was just trying to cut the line, and if he would have just waited in line, it'll probably would have worked out for him.
Right.
We also talked like he's 0 for 2 now in judging the race calls. I was talking about this one, and then last year I think when it was the Phillip Island.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
He chose a rear tire choice. And the last 2 laps, that tire just fell off the cliff, and everyone just toasted him. And I don't know if that cost him the championship, but yeah, I mean, someone's got to make a decision for him. And he needs a radio.
Right. No, I don't think they need a radio, but I know we kind of veer off, not really touching that, but we'll talk about that a little bit. But for Martin and Pecco, right? Pecco, the first year he won the world title, he crashed out a bunch before, had to make up 90 points or whatever. Last year he crashed out a lot, but Martin also, last year Martin had crashed out not a bunch, but lost it last year, right? And this year, it seems like when Pecco makes a mistake, it's bigger. When Martin makes a mistake, we don't highlight it as much. It's almost and I don't know if this has anything to do with what Ducati made their decision, but it I don't want to say it's like expected, but it seems kind of like it's expected with Martin, but with Bagnaia, it's not expected. And when it happens with Bagnaia, you're like, oh, what would you do? But with Martin, it's just like, oh man, he did it again.
I mean, he's on that red bike for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So with that red bike comes more pressure. So
right.
Yeah, I agree to that. And he's building up his resume as well, so he has less margin for error, I'd say, when Martin's chasing for his first.
Right.
And Morbidelli got his first podium sprint. I think he would have probably finished maybe second if he didn't crash out.
Oh, I believe that. He was having a good weekend.
He was having a good weekend, right?
Yeah. He was, especially in the practice and everything. He was having a good week.
Yeah. I think he's comfortable on the bike, and for all those guys that question why he didn't leave to give a seat to riders coming up, I mean, this is the reason. I mean, I think for me, I think the guy was just hurt, and then the Yamaha was just bad, and then he knocked himself out. Not even preseason in training, and was just playing catch up, and now you really don't really catch up because of seat time on the bike, right? So he's still always going to be behind, but the fact that he's now more consistently in the top 6, is definitely like, okay, this is the Morbidelli we're used to seeing.
Gotcha. True. Okay, fair enough.
Aleix got under his skin too, I'm sure. Gave him a little fuel. Talking all that smack.
A little bit.
So he still can compete, which is good to see.
Right.
And I know you love Morbidelli, so it's also good to see that he can finally get on the podium. And
I wouldn't say I love him, but I feel like he's a good rider. And I think it's just
you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. But no, I think that, like, when you look at these guys, when you look at Moto 2, right? You look at all these riders, right, in Moto 2, right? When they were in Moto 2, like, Morbidelli was a beast. Bagnaia was a beast. Who were the other riders that are, like, between Martin, between Quartararo, Mir, Alex Rins was a beast. Bastianini was a beast in Moto 2, right? Like, these guys, what I'm saying? Like, they were already, I don't know. So, like, to me, Morbidelli was that when he got to Yamaha early on that 2019 bike.
Okay, true.
Right, and you know what I mean, and from what Bagnaia says, it's like it's Morbidelli that gave him the courage to think like, oh, I could probably win races, because Morbidelli was the first one in the academy that was winning races for the in the academy and stuff like that. So I'm a firm believer. If you're hurt, give you a fair shot, right? And that's what I appreciate what Ducati doing for Bastianini and not trying to get rid of him this year. But again, he couldn't renew and re-up. So it's really good to see Morbidelli doing well, because I really think he's probably a top 5 rider.
I don't know about top 5, but he's solid.
We'll see
when he's on.
We'll see next year. He's gonna be on that bike again next year, so we'll see.
Okay, hope so.
Now, what are your thoughts on? It seems like Mark Marquez has settled down as far as accepting, like, I'm on a 23 bike and I got to make the 23 bike work for me, versus saying, if I had the 24 like these guys. Because in press conferences up until the last 2 rounds, he was always kind of like, the 24 bikes got a little bit more than what I can do.
I mean, the bike still does. Like I said, his 2 wins came on a left-hand track, which he's better at, and then he was helped by the weather. So the bike is still better. So I don't think that will change his mindset on that. Honestly.
Um, I I think that I just hate hearing the people saying that when he's losing or not finishing how he should, that wait till he's on a 2024 bike. Like he's on a 23 bike that won the championship, and he's a rider who has multiple champions, under his belt. And I just go to think of the like back where it's some old school will race you in something and you had something that the best thing and they beat you in the old school. Like it's more of like the skill of the rider also.
Right.
Opposed to what someone wants to jump on. He's still gonna have to learn the 24 bike once he jumps on that. So like I don't know.
I completely agree. Acosta, him and Morbidelli got into it and had to ride. One wing broken. It crashed out for it. Was he?
Acosta's been losing a lot of wings this year, man.
Yeah. So tell me this. So this theory I got. Do wings really help? Because you see guys lose wings all the time and still do well without wings on.
He crashed out.
I mean, but Mark lost a wing a couple of weeks ago.
He's Marquez.
He's smart.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. That's what he knows bikes before having aero.
Yeah.
Like
right.
I think that's what he's best on. I don't know, but
and I think he also has more experience when your bike is not running how it's supposed to run. He has the ability to adjust quicker, and where Pedro's his first year, I think as he goes on, he'll have because Mark's ridden with wounded bikes before, you know what I'm saying, and so I think for and even we saw this I think with I think was it either Bastianini or one of the Ducati riders also had lost the front wing as well and had to do it. So I think for him, I don't think he was probably pushing more. I think if he would have took it a little easier and gave himself a little more time to adjust, understand how the bike is handling with the one wing, then he can anticipate what's happening. I don't think he gave himself that opportunity.
Oh yeah, I think the wings. Obviously, I haven't ridden a bike with a bunch of aero on it, so I don't know how it really will affect you. But knowing that they got all these ride height devices and it was important going to a corner to get all that downforce.
Right.
If you lose that right wing and you turn right, you ain't getting that force. And your repetition, you try to do the same thing every lap, and then that one time where you don't remember you ain't got that wing, you might just drift off and be like, "What the hell just happened?"
Okay, fair enough.
But not to jump to like World Superbike, I know Top Rock lost a wing a couple of rounds ago, and he still finished first, so it didn't affect him, but he did slow down a little bit. So
it struggled,
right? Does show.
I won't say
what is that?
Struggle if you won the race now, though.
No, yeah. Oh, I don't believe. Did he win the race that time?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, we're in World Superbike, so let's keep going. I
don't know when the last time Top Rock lost.
This past weekend because he didn't race.
Yeah, no, he got hurt. But besides that, he forfeited that one. Well, not really.
Got a collapsed lung, right?
Yeah, dude.
Yes. But I'm glad he's okay though. That was a hard hit, man.
Yeah. Listen, and I know about hard hits. Like hitting something that's not moving, it's the worst. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I lost my spleen when I hit something wasn't moving. So just to have a collapsed lung, which he's thankfully he's gonna be okay. And like that was brutal. Like, and he didn't break anything. So
yeah, that was a crazy hit. Like he could have hurt his spine. Like
neck, anything. Like, he just hit it.
He just hit it like I guess perfect if you want to call it that, but.
If it's
he crashed in a weird spot too, that's why so
yeah
that guy pushes, man. So he tests the limits a lot.
And what do you think of well, let's be fair, right? For the whole weekend you had I mean, it's crazy. You had
flag.
Top Rock out. You had Jonathan Ray. I mean, granted, Ray, he's not fighting for a championship, but he's still a top rider. And then you got Bautista out for the weekend. So you like,
right.
and all man, what we saw about a bunch of hungry dudes, right?
My boy Garrett got on the podium.
Thank God, it's about time, man. It's first one, right?
I
think of the year.
Yeah, first one for the year.
Yeah.
Okay, Garrett, girl, good.
Yeah.
Well, it was good to see him running out front in the first race until he crashed out, running those intermediates. And Van der Mark,
I was yelling at my TV. I was like, dude, Pitt, why? No. He stayed out. He had a 40-second lead, and then all of a sudden, he's down. I'm like, God damn it. And then make matters worse, he didn't abide by his 45-second in the pit time. So he ended up losing placing and losing a whole minute.
Oh, in race one?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize he got back on the bike and was able to go in and pit. Okay.
Yeah, he got back up, went in the pit, came back out in 8th place, but he didn't spend 45 seconds in the pit.
Yeah. That's not his fault.
So it was just a terrible.
The time is on your screen, so it's kind of your fault. You do have to watch the time. So.
Yep.
And when you thought about Van der Mark winning that race, and who's it, Alex Lowe? I mean, he's scrapping all the way.
I think
that was good for him. Say it again.
No, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm saying for him to win, it was good seeing just new guys win a race. So I like seeing that. Adds parity to the races now, so it's good.
I think Kawasaki had their chance. It sucks to see them being out in first after everything that was going on. And then it was actually an interesting race to watch, even though everyone had like a 10-second gap on each other. It's just
right.
Everyone was dropping like flies as well. But for Van der Mark to pull it off, it was actually really good to see because everyone was. There was a lot of laps, and you got to push really hard in the rain. You got to focus. So this is a really good win for Van der Mark.
Nice. And Danilo Petrucci, those guys, and even Redden as well. I mean, it seems like a lot of guys were definitely in the hunt that this past weekend.
It's cool to see him come back from because he got hurt like last month or so, 2 months ago.
Okay.
And he was banged up pretty bad. He broke his jaw and everything. So it's good to see him come back also,
Right. Yeah, he lost. Yeah, I think he lost a couple of teeth. He jacked himself up pretty good.
So
he is a rider.
Go ahead.
Petrucci is a strong rider, and he's another rider that will chew your nose off too in the corner. So you don't want to mess with him out there.
Like Pecco.
It must be an Italian thing.
Yeah.
Well, he's from MotoGP, and he knows how them guys ride. And what do you think about the those Hondas? Looks pretty good. Your Honda boys. I feel bad for Ika.
Ika Lacona and Chavi.
Yeah. No, they were running up front for a while. And I think was it Ika Lacona crashed out, right? One of the races.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a good bike. It's just I don't know what it is. So the Honda Fireblade is a good bike because it's winning over here in the stock 1000 class,
right.
And it's winning over here in BSB. Just in the World SuperBike, they can't get it right. I don't know why. So I don't know if it's the caliber of rider or what, but they just can't get it right over here on the world stage. So
right. Yeah, I wouldn't say. I mean, I think they have really good riders between Ika Lacona and Xavi Vieira. I mean, coming from Moto2 and MotoGP.
Right.
But yeah, it is. I mean, again, they've been competitive this past weekend. I think they were in the top 10, which is very competitive. We got a gang of Yamahas, a gang of BMWs, and some Ducatis in there too, right? So it is. You look at Sam Lowe's on the Ducati, and who is it? Rinaldi on the Ducati. Those guys are falling behind further. And, so it was good to see them run up front. It was unfortunate that, I don't know where they finished. but it was definitely good to see, and I think Honda will figure it out. You know what I mean? Because they definitely it's the best racing they've been having in World Superbike since Nicky Hayden.
Yeah. Continental race, right? That's yeah, you're right. So,
do you think Honda will figure it out? I mean, they did pull Repsol, so like
yeah,
not
GP, yeah. So
GP, but I don't know if that money ties to World Superbike and other Honda venues. But
Repsol money, probably not. No, I don't think so.
He's like, listen, Honda has money. Don't worry about it.
Listen, they've been making computers. They were making robots just for the fun of it before.
I make airplanes, okay? So they got money.
Yeah, their money's long. They just, I don't know who's in charge of R&D, and I don't know how well they view the race program these days, right? Versus everything else they're into. But from a bragging rights and if Honda's not winning, they're not going to be selling bikes. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? So I can't imagine they're going to be taking. I mean, you tell me how long you going to keep repping Honda if they don't fix this? Not to put you on the spot.
A long time, man. Till I die, all right?
Blood. There we go.
Ride red and bleed red, right?
Oh my God! All right, that's that.
Oh,
never mind. Then, but I do.
Right. There you go. It's better.
Well, listen. If every Honda owner is like you, then
it'll be good. Yeah,
it's not going to be a problem. But the thing about it, though, the reason why you believe in them so much is because of the dominance they've had for so long.
Correct.
Right?
Yes. That is why, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and I mean, is Honda like, the Dallas Cowboys or,
glory days?
Them still they still sell out, right? They still selling out, even though they're not, they're not on top like that and hadn't had a Super Bowl since Michael Irvin. You know what I mean?
No, but you know what? You're right. You're right. Like that is a good, good way to put it. Honda's like they're living off their glory days, So yeah.
But it'd be nice to see them competitive though, because as a fan, and I'm a fan of all bikes, so I knock these. I own Hondas and probably own a Honda again and Yamaha and everything. So I'm not knocking the brand by any stretch of imagination, but as a fan, and they got the money. It's. I think the Fireblade is will catch up, but BMW and Ducati are just really motivated.
Yeah, they're innovative. Yeah,
innovative, motivated, all of it. You know what I mean? And I think that's the hardest part because for Ducati, this is new for them. This is like, even though the name is known for making beautiful bikes and stuff like that, as far as, 2 peats and possibly 3 peats, that kind of thing. And in different countries finishing in the top 3. It was only certain riders that were able to do that on a Ducati. And so, for them, it's different because I think they're more hungry even, you know what I mean? But Honda got to fix that though.
Yeah. They'll get it right eventually. They will. Okay, but 10 minutes. So, but can it be, the riders? Because just last year, BMW were just okay, right? You agree? Last year, BMW.
I would say that. Well, the results didn't show, but I would say the BMW was very. That was the bike last year. That was I mean, besides the Panigale, right? That was the bike that I think like Yamaha and Kawasaki was already struggling, right, last year, and BMW was kind of like they're coming, versus like they weren't already there and falling off. You know what I'm saying?
Because the results minus Top Rack are kind of still the same, actually. You think?
Well, I think
comparing years.
Yeah. I mean, but I think that, again, it's the work that they've been doing. And then they got the rider that can ride it. Now, I don't know why Van der Mark Gerloff and Red didn't struggle as much because they're not struggling as much as they're not struggling as much this year. You know what I'm saying? They're definitely getting some opportunities to run further up front this year than ever before. So I don't know if the Top Rock is showing them stuff that they didn't think they can do on the bike. I don't know.
Nah. Well, Gerloff said that his data, it don't work for him, for them.
Yeah.
Like he does things they don't understand like how he's doing that. So his dad, like, it makes no sense to him at all. So Top Rock's data.
So there you go. He's doing voodoo.
Right.
You know,
They tried. It was like, yeah, let's try to keep it. Well, I can't do this. I can't do this. It's too hard.
Yeah. And
this math class is too advanced.
Right, and that's and that is a problem. I mean, I think, you know, and I'm not trying to throw Honda under the bus, but I think that his data is probably the equivalent of Marquez in 2018, 2019, when you know, when Pedrosa was struggling on the Honda, Taka Nakagami was struggling. I forget who was on the other Honda in LCR back then.
Was it Brattle back then or not?
Brattle, and I mean, there's a bunch of dudes on the LCR Honda, but as far as the Repsol, you know, Danny Pedrosa, and even, you know, I won't say Lorenzo because he hurt himself. But I think that was a problem. Mark was able to ride that bike with the flaws and still produce and have good results until he got hurt. And so, and not saying the BMW is a bad bike. But I think you have certain riders that can make anything go fast.
Top Rack, yeah. So,
so yeah. So is it a Alvaro Bautista signed one more year with Ducati? Do you think it's a farewell? It is a farewell tour. It's a 1-year contract. So, but do you see that? Do you think that? I mean, he's hurt now, but do you think he was starting to show signs of being competitive. So do you think he'll have a competitive year next year on that bike, or is it just more of a farewell tour? Like you gave us 2 championships, we'll give him 1 more
he's still a top 5 rider, you know. So I mean, competitive, yeah. I say, you know, being top 5, then yes, you are competitive.
I'll say he'll always be competitive until he's out of World Superbike. I mean, I feel like once you hit MotoGP, like, you know, this is his like recreational type. I would feel, but you know, he's taking it serious. He's 38 now,
right?
So his recovery, I mean, it'll probably take a little longer, but I still think that he'll be competitive for sure.
I think so, and you know, you got Motor America and all these other places he can come to after 2025.
That'd be nice,
right?
I will say this: it is nice to see, you know, the European riders come over and race here as well, and it seems like they're having a good time as well. So, you know, you may say you don't want to see them at the twilight of their career, but I think them coming, I think younger riders in Europe that may struggle a little bit to get into the top classes because there's only so many seats and there's like, you know, thousands of fast riders over there.
Right. Lawrence Baz, I like him though over here, you know. So like,
Lawrence Baz, Javi Flores, Petrucci came over, but it'll only make Moto America better in the long run. You know, if more of them come over, then it'll just make the platform that much bigger, where it won't seem like a low tier racing league. But it's not to us, but you know, compared to them.
Right. And my point was more, I think we will start to see younger European riders come over instead of being in your 30s.
There's a couple over here right now, so but they're riding super sport, not superbike, so there's a couple.
Right. Yeah. So that's definitely cool to see. Yeah, man. Well, I think we've covered just about everything. I think any topics that you want to chat about that I may not have brought up between World Superbike, MotoGP.
No, I think we're good.
I want to talk about Honda not re-signing the Repsol, so we're just waiting for a new contract to support, you know, the factory riders.
Sorry, say that again.
So Repsol is not renewing their contract for 2024 for Honda.
Right.
I was just wondering who's gonna sign to represent Honda the factory.
I mean, yeah.
Spitz shot racing. Stop it.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I'll send him a couple $100, man. See how far that goes, man. Get one little small stick on the bike.
Listen, man, you never know. I suspect it's gonna be, Ducati got
HRC,
Lenovo, right? And I mean, and they've had it for a few years now, or maybe 4 years, maybe for like 4 years, 5 years. I think it's gonna be easy to get a sponsor. Yeah, because it's been Repsol for so long. So somebody else was somebody else, I don't know. Do you know? Because I don't know. Did Repsol wanted to leave, or did Honda say we're just not going to re-sign with them?
I don't know.
Because I suspect there's a gang of people saying, "Yo, put our name on that brand." Because Honda is bigger than Repsol, right?
I don't know the exact thing, but I did read a little bit. But I think it's how they haven't been so competitive at all this year, and then specifically the last round where Mir didn't compete because he was sick, and then Luca Marini something happened or he was sick. So basically Honda didn't do anything. So that's when and they just said we ain't signing next year. So I don't know if that's the case. It's just they haven't been competitive at all. I mean, you see their points is HRC has more than like Taka has more points than the factory.
Yeah, so. I think for Repsol though, and I have no idea what Repsol does. So
oil company, okay. It's oil.
All right.
Yeah,
and I think that you got Dell, you got IBM, you got you got Facebook. There's a lot of companies out there that's gonna throw their name on the side of that bike. Now I will say this about Honda, and I don't know for sure, but I can tell they're not a stickler for having fun. So I don't know how much fun the brand is going to have because Marc Marquez is having a lot more fun with Ducati. Rossi left, had a lot more fun. And so I don't know if they're going to sit here and kind of want a certain type of brand association versus... they're not going to have OnlyFans, right? So,
I don't see that happening. That's only in America.
but I do think that there are a lot of companies that will offer. There are a lot of rich people that are fan of racing that would just say, "Hey, put my brand on your bike for 1 or 2 years, and it's no big deal." So I don't think Honda's going to have a problem getting a really good sponsor for next season.
Yeah, you're right. I agree.
Gonna have to be really good though, right? I mean, they made a big name for themselves. They can't go to like something like you said, OnlyFans. They're gonna have to be like something really big.
Hey, Apple. I just saw a thing. They showed LeBron James and Steph Curry. It was like 6 point something. I forget what the billions were, but OnlyFans people made a lot more money than the NBA players, bro. So, their money ain't short. But again, that kind of brand they may not want. But look, there's a lot of brands out there. There's Rolex. There's Red Bull. Granted, Red Bull's with KTM, but there's a lot of brands.
See, that sounds more like it. Rolex.
Rolex Honda.
I was going to say that, but I don't know if Rolex got the same money as the oil companies got. So, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if they got an oil company, but I don't think that's going to be a problem, and I think Honda has enough money to back themselves if they needed to. I will, for a long time, Repsol's been with Honda for so long. I only question did they jump too soon, and not be loyal to the brand when it was struggling? Because essentially, from before Valentino Rossi, the Honda brand has been huge in racing, right? So the Repsol brand has been big for so long. They've had
it's like Mick Duhan, a long time.
They've had all the biggest names except for Agostini, right?
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like you guys are all the world championships. I mean, Rossi got 4 with Yamaha. But still, the majority of the championships, I believe, is with Honda.
Mhm.
So, that's the only thing. Is just like, maybe they should have stuck with Honda for at least, for another year, just to say, hey, I mean, give a discount, right? It's like-
Right.
But who knows? Maybe their stock is dropping enough. Maybe they're losing enough that they feel they have to go another route. But where else are you gonna go? What other thing can you go sign to that's bigger than Honda?
Right. No, yeah, really, right.
If you're Repsol, where you gonna go? So,
Yeah.
Interesting to find out.
Well, we will. So it's gonna be
We
interesting,
will.
and maybe the colors will change a little bit for next year.
I ain't gonna lie. The colors, I never liked them. The orange and blue.
Okay, I see you're rocking red.
You,
So
you know what? One of my friends who love Hondas as well is the same way. He actually has a Honda street bike replicated after Marc Marquez. So he has the Repsol, put his number on it, but it's basically to imitate Marc Marquez's bike. But when he saw the colors come out this year, he was disgusted, and I was like, "What? Those colors look pretty nice."
Yeah.
But hearing from you, I guess that's just you guys don't like it. I don't know what it is.
No. I'm saying, but I don't like the colors they have. The old ones, the orange lights.
Okay.
orange and white,
Yeah. Orange, white, and blue. Yeah. I never liked them.
With the orange wheels.
Yeah. I mean, it looks okay, but nah, it should be red, man.
You might have a point there, but I think they lost their opportunity with the red now that Ducati is synonymous with red.
Different red, man,
They saturated the grid.
Listen, got KTM tried with the gas, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So let's shout out the sponsors, man. I appreciate both of you guys coming on tonight, man.
Yeah, anytime, man. My sponsors, I ain't got none. Just me, Smith Shot Racing.
That's a lot.
I want to thank J&G Performance, Woodcraft Technologies, Official Vortex, and Hideaway RV Rentals. Always supporting me for my racing.
Okay, good.
Check out Workbench Technology. Go to Workbench Tech. Connect and get all your IT problems solved. Go to BeForeverCool.com. We are doing a giveaway this month. You can win yourself a nice Dainese custom race suit, custom boots, and stock gloves. No custom gloves because Dainese don't offer custom gloves. Go on the website, learn all about it, and get yourself some track gear for little to no money. My name is X45.
My name is TJ with 2 wheels and coffee.
Smitty, Smith Shot Racing, and I'm out.
Peace.
Peace.